Today, we're breaking down Lewis Hamilton's most loved and most hated sponsorships. Let's get into it. If you had to pick one sponsorship that defined Hamilton's brand beyond racing, it's Tommy Hilfiger. He signed a multi-year deal in 2018 as the brand's global ambassador, and it was the only sponsorship Hamilton personally brought to the Mercedes team. They launched 4 collaborative Tommy by Lewis collections together, blending streetwear with racing culture. This wasn't just slapping a logo on a race suit. Hamilton literally changed the culture of Formula One paddock fashion. Before him, drivers showed up in team polo shirts. After him, it became a runway. Fans loved it because it felt authentic. He wasn't selling something he didn't believe in, he was building something. In July 2024, Dior announced Hamilton as the new menswear ambassador.
One day I would love to be doing something with you, and then eventually he asked me and I was like, yes.
And fans went absolutely wild. He didn't just model for them, he co-designed a lifestyle capsule collection with creative director Kim Jones, with a focus on sustainability.
400 hours of crocheting because the yarn is so complicated to use through the needle.
They later released a second collection inspired by African culture, blending Afrofuturism with Dior's couture craftsmanship. Social media lit up with reactions. One fan called it a move that was honouring his move to Ferrari with Italian luxury, and the announcement photos went viral across every platform. Hamilton himself said it was a project he'd been working on quietly for a while. For fans, this was the ultimate proof that Hamilton transcends motorsport. Hamilton became a Monster Energy ambassador in 2017.
And when it all comes together, you've got something pretty special.
And this one has always felt natural. The brand's edgy, high-energy persona matches Hamilton's racing intensity perfectly. They even released a commemorative LH44 product line together. The Monster Claw logo became iconic on Hamilton's helmet, and fans consistently ranked this as one of his most fitting partnerships. Unlike some corporate deals that feel forced, this one makes sense to people. An elite athlete sponsored by an energy brand. It just clicks. The deal followed Hamilton through his Mercedes dominance and continued into his Ferrari era. Hamilton and Puma go way back to 2013, making it one of his longest running deals.
This one's for the hustlers. You, me, let's go.
They launched the Puma by Lewis Hamilton collection together, and in 2020 celebrate their 7th anniversary with a dedicated line marking his record-equaling 7th world title. But it was the 2025 Las Vegas GP collaboration that really sent fans into overdrive. When Hamilton showed up in the Vegas GP Puma collab gear, fans flooded the comments calling his fashion sense Picasso level and begging Puma to release more Ferrari-themed content featuring him. The response was so enthusiastic that F1 influencers like the Pit Lane Twins and Bella James publicly praised the drop. This is one of Hamilton's longest and most universally respected partnerships. He signed with the Swiss luxury watchmaker in 2013, and they were together for over a decade. But this wasn't just a logo on the wrist deal. Hamilton genuinely got involved. He collaborated with IWC's design team to create multiple limited edition timepieces, including a one-of-a-kind Big Pilot's perpetual calendar in all black ceratanium that he wore when he clinched his record-equaling 7th world title in 2020. The watch was designed to match Mercedes' black livery that season, a livery Hamilton requested as a statement of support for Black Lives Matter.
Mercedes have opted to change from their usual silver livery to a black theme for 2020.
Fans and watch collectors went crazy over it. Then came maybe the most iconic sponsorship moment in F1 history. In 2022, when the FIA tried to enforce a ban on drivers wearing jewelry during races, Hamilton showed up to the Miami Grand Prix press conference wearing 3 IWC watches, rings on every finger, and stacked necklaces, basically daring them to enforce it.
It's almost like a step backwards if you think of the steps we're taking as a sport.
He even joked he had a spare driver ready if they kicked him out. Fans absolutely loved the defiance. The partnership only ended because Hamilton left Mercedes for Ferrari, whose watch partner is Richard Mille. Even then, IWC kept Hamilton involved by partnering with him on the Brad Pitt F1 movie, where IWC branding appears throughout. When IWC playfully recreated Hamilton's viral Ferrari arrival photo featuring their 91-year-old watchmaker instead, fans praised the brand for handling the breakup with class and humour. Alright, so those are the deals fans love. But now let's flip the coin, because some of Hamilton's sponsorships didn't just raise eyebrows, they caused full-blown outrage. This is probably the most controversial sponsorship in recent F1 history. In December 2021, Mercedes announced a partnership with Kingspan, an Irish building materials company. Sounds harmless, right? Except Kingspan manufactures some of the insulation used on Grenfell Tower in London, where 72 people died in a horrific fire in 2017.
Of June 2017 that killed 71 people.
The backlash was immediate and brutal. Grenfell United, the group representing survivors and bereaved families, called the deal truly shocking. Nabil Choucair, who lost 6 family members in the fire, called it disgusting. Even the UK Housing Secretary Michael Gove publicly urged Mercedes to reconsider, threatening to amend advertising rules for racing cars. Hamilton quickly distanced himself, saying the deal was news to me and they had nothing to do with the team signing any of the sponsors. The Kingspan logo appeared on his car for just one race, the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix, before Mercedes pulled the plug, calling it not appropriate. The whole saga lasted barely a week, but the damage to the team's image was significant. Petronas was Mercedes' title sponsor from 2010 all the way through Hamilton's dominant era, paying a reported $65 million to have their branding front and centre on the car. And for years, nobody batted an eye. But as Hamilton became more vocal about climate change and sustainability,
I can never go on a plant-based diet. I can never be vegan.
critics started pointing out the elephant in the room. His team was literally named after an oil and gas giant. Climate activists from Just Stop Oil directly called Hamilton out in 2023, urging him to drop Petronas as a sponsor after he publicly supported their right to peaceful protest. Their message was blunt: you can't advocate for the environment and take fossil fuel money at the same time. Hamilton never publicly addressed the contradiction, and the Petronas deal only ended when he left Mercedes for Ferrari. When Lululemon announced Hamilton as their global ambassador in February 2025, it should have been a celebration. Instead, fans dug up the brand's controversial past. Lululemon's founder, Chip Wilson, had made fat-phobic comments in 2013 about women's bodies not being suitable for the brand's clothing.
You're not everything to everybody. You've got to be clear that you don't want certain customers coming in.
Even worse, when Lululemon launched a diversity program in 2022, Wilson publicly criticized it. There were also reports about an internal All Lives Matter incident in 2021. For a driver who's championed diversity and fought racism in motorsport through his Mission 44 Foundation, the association felt jarring to many fans. Reactions on social media were harsh. One fan wrote, "I'm sad this is who he picked." Another said they refused to support a company with those business practices. Some defended Hamilton, pointing out that Wilson left the board in 2015 and Lululemon has publicly distanced itself from his views. But the damage to perception was done. This one is a bit different because Hamilton didn't actually endorse Kwiff. The betting company used his image without permission. In July 2024, Kwiff posted a photo of Hamilton on their social media before the British Grand Prix. The UK Advertising Standards Authority ruled the ad was irresponsible, noting that Hamilton has strong appeal to people under 18, including through things like its appearance on CB's bedtime stories and branded children's clothing. Fans were angry that a gambling company was exploiting Hamilton's image, and the incident highlighted a broader issue in F1 about gambling sponsorships and protecting younger audiences. The ASA formally upheld the complaint and the ad was pulled. So there you have it. Hamilton's sponsorship portfolio is as complex as the man himself. On one side, you got deals like Tommy Hilfiger, Dior and Puma that genuinely elevated both this brand and the sports culture. On the other, you got controversies like Kingspan and Petronas that exposed the tension between personal values and the business of F1. Love him or hate him, Hamilton has turned himself into a global brand worth over $300 million, and sponsorships are a huge part of that story. The question is, as he enters his Ferrari chapter with new deals like Perplexity AI and HP on board, will the next sponsorship be one fans celebrate or one that sparks the next firestorm?